So, good evening and welcome to Philosophy with Rish. So, you are in for a lovely treat this evening. We have Jeff Broomfield joining us this evening along our spiritual moments. And Jeff will be sharing some wonderful knowings of our beautiful soul that we are this evening. And so, we're going to delve into varied conversation topics. We invite in our beautiful spirit guides, and as we speak from our higher selves this evening, this is completely unscripted and authentic. So grab a cup of tea, glass of water, whatever you're drinking, cuddle up, make yourself comfortable, welcome into the house. You're very welcome here. And for those watching on catch up, thank you very much for being with us also. So I am aware that I am utilised by our wonderful, beautiful spirit counterparts as a medium in many aspects. This stems within the altered states of trance mediumship, evidential mediumship, channeling, healing, all sorts. I offer card readings and all sorts. There's a bucket full that we offer our vessel in honour for. So without further ado, let's bring Jeff into the studio. And I'm so excited to speak with Jeff this evening. So grateful to have him with us. So welcome, Jeff.
Hi, Rish. Thanks for having me on.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm real excited to do this, and I can feel it building up inside of me right now, that excitement. Thanks for the opportunity to get to share what I've learned with everybody.
Beautiful. So grateful to have you with us. I just feel so comfortable in the energy. I just know that this is going to be so expansive for all of us. So yeah, let's just, we're speaking from our higher selves in this moment. So yeah, we're going to see where the conversation leads us. And so Jeff is a hypnotist and an NLP practitioner as well. So Jeff, if you'd like to share a little bit about yourself with us. I know we are very conscious of the old ego and stuff. I know that you're very conscious of that, but just share with the people just a little bit about what it is that you do. Thank you.
All righty. Well, I'm a hypnotist, and I've been doing this for quite a while now. And when I'm working with people, what I've been finding is that it doesn't seem like I'm hypnotizing people. It seems like I'm doing the opposite, like I'm actually dehypnotizing people. And I go to hypnosis conferences, and I talk to a lot of other hypnotists, and I keep asking them, do you feel like you're hypnotizing or dehypnotizing people? And they all agree with me. Some people even say, I've been saying that for years. But nobody's really come out and really identified why that is. And so what I've learned when I really dug into this is that we were all hypnotized when we were kids. As a hypnotist, when somebody says, "Hey, can you hypnotize my kid?" and it's like, well, we don't need to use hypnosis because they are already in that kind of a trance where they unconditionally accept suggestions from us. And so we don't need to use hypnosis on kids because they're already in a trance. Now, it's not hypnosis, but it works the same way, which means we were hypnotized when we were kids. And all the stuff that we learned when we were young, a lot of it wasn't right. And so if you talk to people in the spiritual awakening phase and it becomes about forgetting everything that you knew, it's because in this phase when we were hypnotized, when we were young, we accepted all this information as true, and it's not. And one of the things
that's very interesting. That's very interesting, Jeff, because I just want to say there that you've mentioned that, as a child and the programming, this is very true. However, I've always questioned everything. I've always, been outside of the box and wanting to know more, and things never quite sort of sat right with me that, of the norm. So I've always been a bit of an odd bod, do you know what I mean, in that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there are variances there. It's interesting.
Yeah, I've always
Yes.
been the same way, questioning and trying to figure things out, right? Because you sense that, maybe things aren't quite what they're supposed to be. And think about when you were a kid and the world that everybody presented to you. And
Well,
I just I just went with my great grandnieces to Disney, and here we are at Disney, and everybody, whenever they start talking to kids, they change their voice. They start talking like they're
yeah, yeah,
excited, right? So we
yeah,
present a different face to kids as if everything's rosy and everything's going to be good.
that's right.
But as
Persona, yeah, yeah.
adults, life sucks. Oh, we didn't tell you that when you were kids. When you're kids, oh, look at you. Oh, are you having a great time? And it's like all about the fantasy world. And we put them all in this
That's right.
fantasy world. Here's all this stuff. Santa Claus is real. And
Hmm.
that whole idea of what's going on with Santa Claus, as we're developing over the years, we're looking at this stuff and we think, okay, that's right. Santa Claus is real. Our parents said that's real. So we buy that. And then we get, as where our mind is developing, and we're starting to develop our critical faculty, all of a sudden we start questioning and go, oh, wait a minute. That guy isn't the same guy that I saw with the last Santa, right? Because you see
Yeah,
multiple Santas, and suddenly you figure out they're different guys. The
yeah,
guy in the movie's a different guy, and you start asking
yeah.
questions. And what do our parents have to do in order to convince us that no, that's Santa Claus? They have to lie to us.
Well, do you know, Jeff? Um, I find that really interesting because you've touched on so many bits there where I just wanted to jump in. Just wanted to jump in and pick apart because there's so much in there. There's so much. Oh my goodness, so exciting. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. I really love what you said about the Disney fantasy thing because, and how, as a child, sometimes from certain perspective and vantage points, it can be perceived that, like you said, the world is rosy. Everybody's like us. Everybody thinks like us. I wouldn't do that. So someone else wouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. And you also mentioned as an adult how the world is. But I feel like from cradle to transition, I feel it's a wonderful world. And do you know why? Because I feel like every moment that we are here experiencing, and we're not only here now, obviously, we know we're multi-dimensional beings and we're just utilizing these physical vessels, right? But every moment means something and is for our reason and for our very presence and for our very being. And it's a
Right.
constant encompassing, and there's just so much that we, oh gosh, it feel like every moment allows that love for self. I really have a strong knowing that everything we perceive externally is always right here with
Right.
self. Um, and I just, yeah, even the difficult, what we perceive as difficult challenges, I do know that we've placed those challenges there for our experience.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
Well, when I hypnotize people and I ask them what is their purpose, what is their mission, and those kind of questions, and they respond back, their subconscious, their soul, whatever part of that of them that is that knows everything. It's tapped into universal
Yes.
consciousness, and it can answer and tell us that my purpose is here to learn how to love, to learn how to be happy. And sometimes people start, I'm here to help other people. And so I start digging more and say, well, how do you help other people? Well, I got to find happiness first. I got to find love first. And it all comes back to finding love and happiness and those kind of things, and then sharing that with the rest of the world. So it becomes about remembering who you really are, because that's what we've done.
Yes.
We forgot who we were. And
There you go.
the Santa Claus thing illustrates a little bit of how we end up doing that. And so when we've determined that there's some things going on and things aren't straight, and we start questioning our parents, and our parents, what they do is they deny our lived experience. They tell us that what we're sensing isn't right. You better start believing in Santa Claus or else you won't fit in. Now, our number one thing is to fit in, to be part of the group, to be accepted.
Never, ever. That's never been my thing. I must say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I used to think that, but then I found my other crowds I could fit into. So, in one way or another, I found a group that I was accepted into. Now,
Well, that's
when
true. Yeah.
now when you are faced with the reality that you're sensing these things, you're sensing that people are lying to you, you're sensing that Santa can't do those things they say he does. Your mind is telling you these things, and when your parent says you're wrong, the voice of authority has spoken. So all that stuff that's inside that's telling you this stuff, there's something wrong with it. And those parts of us that are feeding us this information that's wrong and unreliable, we suppress that. And those parts that we're suppressing is our actual soul. Our intuition, our creativity, our imagination, all that stuff works together to tell us this information that's going on, and says that
That's right.
that stuff's all a lie. And when you decide, you know what, either the rest of the world, the whole world lying to me, or there's something wrong with me, this is when we decide we're not enough. And this is just one instance when we decide we're not enough. There's a lot of other ones along the pathway where we suppress these parts of us. But when we decide that our intuition has been letting us down and we suppress that, that's when we don't listen to it anymore. That's why so many people can't do the mediumship stuff. They can't connect with other beings because, well, they don't trust that part. They suppress that part because they wanted to believe and be part of society. They wanted to be accepted into their family. They wanted to believe in Santa Claus. So in order to believe in Santa Claus, you pretty much have to suppress your own soul in order to believe. And when you do that, you give up your own sovereignty. I can't figure things out for myself, so I need outside influence to tell me what to believe and what to think.
And so, Jeff, do you feel that that's where a lot of what is called sort of, mental health concerns and things like this comes in? Because a lot of it often stems from childhood, doesn't it?
Yes.
And unresolved things that have not really been addressed or looked at, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Not enough is one of the biggest things that people bring to therapy sessions. And of the five top problems, that they talk about, they're all because you're not good enough. You know, when you come to them for injustice, well, the injustice is because you're not good enough to deserve justice. When you're abandoned,
so
you're not good enough. That's why you're abandoned. So it all comes down to I'm not good enough.
Jeff, can I ask you? You mentioned that breaking doesn't always mean bad in one of your posts, which I really found fascinating. Breaking doesn't always. Yeah. You're talking about breakdowns and breakthroughs.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. So when you're having a breakdown, it doesn't mean that, well, it's what you're doing is you're resisting your new truth, your new reality that's supposed to come to you. You're supposed to have this big realization. You're supposed to go, oh, I was thinking wrong before. I need to start thinking this way. And as long as you resist that learning, that's when it feels like a breakdown. When you finally accept that, oh, wait, this is teaching me something, I'm not seeing things properly, and you take a look at your life and you figure out what it was that you weren't seeing properly, that's when it becomes a breakthrough. So it's only a breakdown when you're
Beautiful.
resisting it, and you can turn that around, get the learnings from what's going on, and turn it into a breakthrough.
Beautiful, Jeff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for addressing that. I just want to have a quick look at the comments because let's see if we have who we have with us and say some hellos as well. Let's have a quick look here and see if we've got any questions from anyone yet for you. Guys, if you'd like to join in, participate in the conversation, just pop your comments in the comments box and we'll be happy to pop them on the screen for you. Yeah, but do join in the conversation. I'm just having a look here. Okay, looking pretty quiet at the moment, so we shall continue. All right. Jeff, I would like to ask you, thank you so much. I'd like to bring in the topic of peace on earth, Jeff. And I really would like for to hear how, because we're looking and we're speaking about our soul aspects, right? So the topic of peace on earth, how do you perceive that?
Well,
what comes to you from that?
World peace is my mission, and peace is an inside job.
That's absolutely right.
So my job, in order to create peace in the world, is to create peace here where I have control, where I have the influence to create peace within. And then once I have that peace, my vibration is set at a peaceful vibration, and I can transmit that peace out into the world, and other people can resonate with that peace. They can allow that peace to influence them and also bring them to peace. So it comes back to that whole lighthouse idea. So I'm a being of love and light, and when I have that internal peace, that's when I allow my full strength to shine out into the world. So as that lighthouse, and I'm the lighthouse, and as that lighthouse, I provide light for other people to see and guidance for other people to say, hey, it is possible for that guy. If it's possible for that guy to find peace, it's possible for me to find peace. And that's how we spread peace.
Exactly. And I very much agree. I very much agree with what you've just said, because I do know that peace always starts and ends right here. Our entire perception of our experiences is all stems right here, everything.
I can't give peace to other people. I can't make people be peaceful. I have no control over other people. In fact, if I try to make somebody give them peace, what they'll do is they have this rebel reflex. It's a cognitive bias that says, hey, wait a minute, this guy's up to something, and they'll resist me. So it's not something you can do to other people. You have to decide to do it yourself. Yeah. That's when you start fixing all the people around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That just doesn't work. That creates more stress for everybody when you try to do that.
Codependence. And that brings us into another way of conversation, actually, Jeff. Codependence, and you already spoke about autonomy, right? And sovereignty. Okay. So codependence and we spoke a little bit about control and things like this, like not, you mentioned that you can only control what's here within you. You can't control anything externally, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how much control do we actually have over our experiences and over our physical vessel, Jeff? How much control do we really have? I love to play devil's advocate. This is
Well,
in your
it
brain.
depends on how much inner work you've done. Most people are unconscious. Most people in hypnosis, we say people are unconscious about 95% of the time. When you drive your car, do you always remember how you got where you're going?
Oh, the altered states. Autopilot.
Yeah, you're on autopilot. You're driving subconsciously. So you're not conscious. You're in your head thinking about your to-do list, what you're going to do when you get there, what you're going to say when you get there, and all that stuff that you do in your head. You're not actually in control of your body in those moments. You're actually in a stressed out state, actually, is what you are. You're dissociated from yourself.
No.
When you're
You believe that?
when you're in your head, yeah, you dissociate from where you're at. You're not in the moment.
What, when people are driving?
Yeah, you're in a trance. When you're thinking about your to-do list and stuff like that, when you're thinking about the future and stuff, that's stress. That's taking you out of the now moment,
Not being in the
into your
present
head.
moment.
Yeah,
Not
that's
being
dissociation.
in the present, right?
Yeah, so you dissociate for those moments. When you are present in the now, like a lot of people think that, okay, so I gotta sit down and meditate, and they sit there and try to be as still as they can and keep their mind from thinking. And yeah, I mean that's good to get you to a certain degree, get you a certain amount of mind control and numbing down that, get you to stop thinking so much. But when I meditate, I go out and I go for a walk and I meditate.
Exactly. There are so many ways of doing that, and everybody finds their own way. For me, I like to. Music is my thing. It's always been my thing. You know, music, riding my bike, walking, like you just said. There's so many ways we go into the old states, and just like you rightly said, it's the trying that is actually defying the purpose of being present, right?
Yeah.
It's more, it's like when you're trying, it's like a pressure kind of thing, an energetic pressure with the trying. But then,
Right.
when you surrender and just flow, that is more of a meditative state, because it is your natural state to just flow and just to be, right?
Right. Yeah. When you're just there. I'm a drummer too. So when I'm playing my drums,
Ooh.
when I'm learning a new beat, I have to get into my head and I have to count, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I got to go, okay, so on the twos, I got to hit and I got to get all technical in my head about it. And I learned that group that I got to do. And as I learn it, at first it's unconscious incompetence because I can't do it, right? And so I start there, and as I work through it and I repeat it, I become first I'm unconsciously incompetent, then I become consciously incompetent, and then I become competent at it consciously, and then I become unconsciously competent at it. And so each stage that I go through it, when I finally get to the point where I just do it and I don't even think about it anymore, I can just keep talking and do it. It doesn't affect anything. That's when I'm unconsciously competent with that thing.
Yes,
so
I understand what you're saying.
So I'm allowing it to come through me.
Yes.
So instead of trying to consciously control what's going on, because if I'm playing and consciously all of a sudden I think, oh, I'm lost in the song, where am I? That's when I get lost. When my conscious mind gets in the middle of it, that's when I start screwing up. And
well,
so
I really, I really like what you just mentioned there about the releasing control and when it just flows. And so many musicians and artists, actors, all the creatives, right? Again, it's like they are channeling, right? Channeling and flowing. It's just yeah, in that way. And is that the way it feels for you with
Yeah,
that flow when you're drumming?
it's like you're channeling. You're channeling that. You're allowing the unconscious processes to just work, to do
Get
their
out the
thing.
way, like. And it's like just like Michael Jackson, for example, like, you know, he would receive music in his what we call dreams. So we know they're not dreams, you know, they are. Yeah, we're not going to go into that now because I could talk
Yeah.
about that forever, but we'll stay on topic. Like a kid in a candy shop, but let's not go there yet. Yeah, you know, and the music, and you know, and you. We're constantly receiving, and all these physical bodies are receivers to express into the third dimension, right? That's all.
Yep.
That's all that is. And I just love it, love what you shared there. Thank
Well,
you,
we have the
Jeff.
third dimension here. Then
So
we have,
let's talk about.
what are we going to talk about?
Oh, sorry, I think we had a bit of a time delay there. I do apologise. Let's talk about darkness.
Darkness. Okay.
I love the darkness. First of all, I have a little bit of a quirky thing, okay? So I like to walk around in the dark. For example, going from room to room, I don't necessarily switch a light on in every single room I'm going into. I actually see very well in the dark, which is interesting. I'm not talking about me. I'm saying this for a reason. And then also, okay, let's stop there. Darkness, Jeff, talk to me. I love the darkness. I love it. And like I said before, because what we perceive as the difficulties and the trials and the tribulations and the external world and blame, as much as we want to blame, everything is right here. And there is so much beauty within the darkness, so much beauty. And in that moment, when we're experiencing or perceiving that darkness, it may not feel like it, but we will know upon what we call hindsight. And we can see the gingerbread trail is what it feels like. Beautiful gingerbread trail when we look back and when we reflect on those experiences, and when, especially like you mentioned about accepting and loving ourselves, when we're in that space, we can really see clearly everything that's happened and why, to some extent, and what it has brought for us as well, and how much we can then, like you said, transmute that and share it with others. And that's the beauty in it. I love the darkness.
The darkness. Did you know that you can't see light? If I
No.
was to if I was to shut all my lights off here and shine a flashlight in front of this camera, you would not see the light beam. You ever seen at a concert where they put that smoke on the lights? And you can see
Yeah,
it's because you can't see the light. You can only see the reflection of that light.
for the
When that
darkness.
when this when that light when the light hits the surface and bounces off the surface, that is when you can see it. You can see the reflection of light off of objects, but you can't see light itself.
That's fascinating.
I'm working on a video for this one now so I can show it and demonstrate it as I do it. But you shine a beam of light and you can't actually see that beam of light. When you see a beam of light coming in through your window and you see all the dust and everything floating around in that light beam,
Yeah,
the only reason you're seeing that light beam is because it's hitting all those dust particles and it's reflecting off those dark dust particles. That's why you can see that beam of light.
that's fascinating. You sparked
They
something else in my mind just then. Go on. Sorry.
So I grew up in the printing industry, and so that's all about uh,
Infographics.
printing graphics. Yeah, offset lithography.
Yeah, I think me too.
Yeah,
Cool.
that was my thing, and I created one of the first uh, workflows that eliminated the old film and plates and all that kind of stuff that we did. But
Yeah, yeah,
we got
yeah.
rid of the film and the proofs, and we went straight to plate. It was computer to plate. The whole industry couldn't do it, and I had a lot of stuff that I was doing. I had to create a bunch of systems and everything so that we could eliminate all those things, and customers would still have um, confidence in our ability to not make mistakes. Because
Yeah,
you start
yeah,
printing a
yeah.
job and $20,000 later, you got to throw out the job. It's no good, right? So they got to be able to approve everything along the way. And so
Yeah, yeah.
I was using like instruments called spectrophotometers. I became a color specialist and all this stuff so that I could make my proofs
Ooh,
match what we were going to print and do all this stuff. And
nice.
we would have to bounce light onto our color and then read what we got back. Now, you look at something and you see a color, but that color that you see, and we assign that color to that object isn't actually that color. Those are the colors that are bouncing off of it. So the light, the full spectrum of the light hits that thing, it absorbs certain colors and bounces back the light that it doesn't take. So the light that you see in an object is the colors that it rejected, not the color that it accepted.
Ooh, wow. I'm just
So
processing this. It's like I'm
it's all
seeing
that.
it as you're telling me. I'm visualizing it as you're speaking to me. It's like I
Yeah.
can see
So
it playing out. Okay.
yeah. So my skin here, I'm absorbing a lot of light, and I'm pushing back. Like I'm not absorbing as much light as what you are. When you absorb more light, black absorbs more light,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? And when we see the color black, we think, well, that's not really a color, but black contains all colors inside of it
That's
because it
right.
accepts all
Yeah,
colors.
yeah.
When you have white, it's the light is not being absorbed in and it's reflecting out. And so you see the
That's
reflection of
why
the
people
light.
wear white t-shirts. That's why people wear white t-shirts to stay cool, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because the light
So
doesn't
they used to,
absorb into it, it
that's
bounces off of it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's so interesting. I would really
Yeah.
love that. Thank you, Jeff. I did a bit
Yeah.
a stint of a career in reprographics, not that deep. So that does interest me. That's really, really
Yeah.
cool. Love it.
Yeah.
I just did the printing, like just with photocopiers,
Okay. Yeah.
Canons and your Nikon, or just a basic icon and all that, but nothing like nothing too deep. We didn't get into the spectrums of light. That's super cool. You should
Yeah.
write something on that. I'd love to. I'd love to. Yeah, I want to hear more about that. That's super cool.
Yeah. I'm working on a
Wow. So
video about it too. So yeah.
I look forward to that. Look forward to that. And that's something that I'd really like. I'd sit down and just really like, I'd need to really just take my time to absorb the information, because it's like, even as you were just sharing it with me just there, I could see it playing out, and it's like I'm processing it, and it's just taking time to process. It's just so beautiful. Thank you. Also, when you say we can't see light, right?
Yeah.
What came to my awareness was when I've been outside of the physical vessel and perceived myself, but not seen a physical vessel. Is that why my perception, I'm not viewing myself? Does that make sense? Like, because we are light, so when we're outside of the physical vessel,
Right.
come on, because I'm getting myself.
Okay. So when you say you're outside of your physical vessel, does that mean you are like astral traveling.
I'm no longer perceiving the physical vessel. I'm no longer perceiving it. However, I still, so like if you close your eyes now, if you close your eyes,
Yeah.
you know you're perceiving your own self. You're perceiving your own vibration, right?
Yep.
You obviously not seeing the physical body. Does that make sense? That's the only best way I can explain it, I guess. So if you close your eyes,
Yeah. Okay.
you're still present,
I'm still present.
but you're not seeing the physical body. So we are light. However, you've said from your experience that we do not see light.
Yeah, we unconsciously we can't even see ourselves, our own behavior most of the time. We're unconscious of that. If you look at the work of Carl Jung,
Oh yes.
when you started talking about darkness, that's what I started thinking: the dark night of the soul and the shadow.
Yeah.
Our shadow aspects. We can't really see our true self. We can't see our actual behavior. And so what we tend to do is we tend to project that on the world around us. And so,
I love this. Thank you, Jeff.
and so we behave in a certain way, and then we see another person behave in a certain way, and it attracts our attention about how they acted. That attention that attention, our subconscious wanted us to see that because it relates to our own behavior. And so what we do is we see ourselves in other people.
Absolutely right.
So all our judgments about other people are judgments about that part of ourself. And so all those parts of our soul that we're suppressing, when we judge other people, those are the places where we're suppressing our own soul. All those judgments we have for other people. And it's the darkness because we can't see it. We just can't see it. Just like we can't see that light, we can't see it our own self. We have to see our reflection in others. So Carl Jung called it the mirror. NLP, they call it all perception is a projection. So everything that you think about another person relates back and tells you how you feel about that aspect of yourself.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. Yes.
So when you see somebody that is terrible, and maybe Hitler's a big one everybody brings up. He's a killer, and everybody's mad at him and yelling, and it's like, well, that anger is pointing back to that part of you, because that part that you think Hitler is, we're everything. A human is everything. We have that potential within us. So that part that is Hitler-like, if you're mad at Hitler, you're suppressing that part of your soul too. And when you deal with that, and and that's the darkness, of course, and when you deal with that and you release that hate that you have for that part of you, you stop hating Hitler too. Doesn't mean you like what he did or anything like that. It just means that all of a sudden he doesn't bother you anymore. Maybe you might understand what he was doing or where he came from, and it's like, yeah, he was, this and that, but it's not getting an emotional charge out of you. Then you've done your work. And that part,
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, that's how you know. When you can look out at the world, when you can scroll through your social media page without blocking anybody, and none of that stuff bothers you, you've done your work.
Yeah, or like today when I was in this shop today, right? And it let me tell you what happened. I was in this shop today, and I was buying an item, right? And I was kind of like, I'd gone up to the cashier to pay for it, and I had it in my hand, and I just did this, right? I was twiddling it a little bit, and the woman immediately was like, "You can't try it before you buy it. You can't try it." And I was like, kind of like, oh my gosh, like in my head, I'm going, calm down. And I kind of looked at her, and I wanted to respond, but it was like a moment where it was like, oh, I don't know, it's like there was a visible shift where I noticed I wanted to reply by saying I'm not trying it or whatever. But then it was like something within me was like, it's like I saw myself for that second, that split second, and that I was going to react and say something to her. And in response, like, oh no, I'm not trying it. And it's like, I just stopped. And I didn't say that to her. And we carried on the transaction. And then there was a couple of other things. She must have been having a bit of a bad day or something. But it was like, I could just see that the way she was communicating with me, she didn't mean it like that. But it's so easy for me to have taken offense, or, you know, a couple of other things that led on off during that transaction. It's been so easy to just, you know, respond to that. But then I could just see, like, I could see deeper that there was something going on there. Do you know what I mean? And almost as though she was, again, it's perspective and perception, isn't it? She was perceiving what I was doing in that moment, not in the way that I had intended. So again, it's just different perspectives of one moment, you know, and I could see that, and it was like, oh, this is interesting. And that
shows us a few things. One is that she projected onto you what she would have done if she was in your case, right? So she's projecting that onto you. Maybe she's seen other people do it too, but she's projecting that onto you as if you're going to do that. But with you being able to stop yourself and choose to respond means that you weren't triggered by her. So if you were triggered, you would have automatically reacted without any control. Your subconscious just, you were triggered, you know, unresolved emotional trauma was there hanging. She pressed that button. You automatically did that thing you always do to protect yourself, whatever that would have been. Instead of that, you've done enough work in that area. You were able to stop and look at the situation and choose your response. So that shows you that you've done your work. She, of course, was triggered by you doing whatever you did. And instead of you responding, because that's what we do to each other. You triggered her, and she tried to trigger you, but you chose to respond, and you disabled.
I thanked her. I said, thank you. Have a great day. All that, because I could see what was going on there, and then I could see that what was going on. It was interesting.
Yeah, and in NLP they say the person with the most behavioral flexibility wins. So if you get to choose your response in that situation, you won, right? Because you came out on top because you chose how you responded.
I didn't perceive it as a win. I don't perceive those kind of situations as wins. I perceive it as an observation. I perceive it as an observation, as in just noticing. I don't know. It's just kind of observing the playing out of perception. I guess that's the way I perceive it. I just observe it as a playing out of perception. It's like for that split second, I could put it's like I was stood in her shoes, like I was stood in her position and totally sort of seeing her vantage point and also seeing my vantage point. So it was really interesting. Do you know what I mean? So I just, I'm grateful for it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm also grateful for the moments where that might not happen. And I might say, well, I'm not trying it, actually.
So to clarify your win there, you didn't have an argument with her. You didn't escalate it. You didn't get offended by what she said and respond in a mean way that you ended up having a fight with her. You responded in a way that you took away that whatever worry or concern that she had, you
Yeah.
took that away, and then
Mm.
you had an interaction, you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
And when I
Yeah.
say it's a win, you didn't have uh you didn't have a fight with her. That's
Yeah,
a
you're
win.
right. I didn't. You're right, because I entered that place in a very good mood, in a very, relaxed and just my bubbly self, because I'm light at heart anyway, and I managed to leave light at heart. So I guess that's a win. All right, fist pump, Jeff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, how many people would have had that exact same situation, and they're off telling their people about this this rude person at the shop, and complaining about her? Because
Yeah,
that's what other people do. When you haven't done the work, you've got a story, and you complain to all your friends about the store clerk and how much of a bitch she was,
that's so
right?
tiring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's so
and
horrible.
that's
It's a waste of
and that's
energy, isn't it?
that's where most people go. That's why I call it a win.
Right. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You got what you
Yeah.
wanted, and you kept your vibration up at the same time.
I kept my peace. Yeah. And she wasn't any worse off for it either, so that's good. And
Yeah,
she had a smile on her face, so that's when we parted. So that's good. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Nice. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
is there anything else on darkness?
Ooh,
Did
that
that
was
answer your
really, really.
question?
It certainly did. Yeah, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, and
Yeah.
I shall be definitely keeping my awareness alert for your offerings there with regards to the light and the spectrums and everything that you've got there. Yeah, that's super interesting. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I got everything all set up for it. I just picked up this cold when I was in Florida last week, so I haven't been making videos this week just because my voice isn't right, and it's like, so next week I'll get that video done. I'll let you know when I post it.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow. So Jeff, I've
Mm.
noticed on your your social media, you just have a way with just bringing forth those communications that are so like useful to us all in our everyday human experiences, right? And do you take inspiration from your own personal life to produce those communications, or is it sort of a vibration of channeling that you sense and you feel that and then you put it out? Or yeah, where are
Well,
you going? It's
what I
beautiful.
do is as I go, I I come up with things. I don't know where they come from. It's like, who was it? Prince. We were talking about Michael Jackson earlier. Prince. I know for sure Prince thought he downloaded his content. Whenever he created a song, it didn't come from him. He downloaded it, and he wanted to get it recorded and put his stamp on it before anybody else could do that. Because
Okay.
as far as he could see, everybody else was getting the same information. And so as I'm
Ah,
going throughout my day, um, I'll hear some things. Somebody will say something. I'll be on Facebook, and somebody said will catch my attention, and they'll be like, "Okay, that makes a good hook for my video."
yeah,
And so I
yeah.
take that and I write it down.
Beautiful.
And uh, this one here, uh, your problem isn't your problem isn't their lack of boundaries; it's your lack of boundaries. And
Oh,
and it's based on something somebody was saying on Facebook. And so I thought, oh, hey, there's a good one. Let's write it down. And so
yeah,
all I got is the title for that. And when I shoot my videos, I got my title, I say the title, and I just let it flow out of me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Channeling
no,
beautiful.
no getting into writing scripts or any of that kind of stuff. I tried that a little bit and didn't like it. I prefer just going with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might not be of course not. It's not the best planned content. Sometimes it's just uh, if I'll listen to something, I wonder what am I saying there, and then I'll delete that video.
Oh, but Jeff, what if see you listened to it and then you said you deleted it, but somebody somewhere needed to hear that at the right moment when they come across it, when they align with it.
Well, it's not very often that I end up doing that, and when I
Yeah.
do, I butcher it so bad that nobody's going to get that. It's like I wrote it down, and and the information that I had that would have flowed with it at the time might have made a great video, but here I am a week later, I'm down at the river, I pull up this title and I have no idea, no inspiration for it, and it just doesn't flow out of me that good. Once in
Yeah.
a while that happens to me, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'll put it back and I'll do it again another day.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so that's where all this stuff comes from. It's just things that I see. Somebody might post and ask a question. I'm getting a lot of, I don't know why, but it's coming from people adult children who have cut their parents out of their lives. And these are the parents complaining about their adult children. And all of a sudden I'm getting like 10 different channels being broadcast to me about this stuff. This is when you go no contact with your parents. So what is it with all this stuff? Well, it's the Facebook algorithm for sure.
Yeah.
That's what's doing it. But then the universe is telling me, okay, I need to pay attention to this and I need to say something to these people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one of them was, they were talking about how when their partner gets in a bad mood and they can't help but feel like they're the cause of the bad mood. And it's like, oh, it's my trauma and you have to accept me that way and everything. And it's like, well, wait a minute. I get on the other side of this thing sometimes and I'm being blamed because I'm mad about something else. I'm not allowed to have emotions anymore because it affects you. Well, how fair is that to me that I can't be angry with somebody else? That because I'm angry at somebody else, you take it as if it's you. How fair is that? It's not, right? And they're trying to, so I'm having conversations and I mean, these people, the way that they're going at it, they're pushing their kids even further away. And that's the advice that they're getting from these people. The whole world of psychology says, your parents are narcissists, cut them off, go no contact. Well, that's not what you do. Your parents are your strongest mirror. That's where you got to learn who you really are because that's who you modeled it from. And if you start cutting out your parents from your life, maybe while you're going through your healing, you see less of them. And once you've done the healing, then you can reintegrate them back in your life. But to just cut them out of your life, never see them again, that's not the right thing to do either. But at the same time, these parents are doubling down, trying to shame their kids live online, thinking that's going to fix the problem.
Interesting.
There's two different people who have two different perceptions of what's going on. This person thinks they're right. This person thinks they're right. And the battle is about who's being right. What if both are right? What if you both need to learn something? What if you both need to change? Instead, they want to force everything that they believe onto the other. Doesn't work. So anyways, for some reason, I've been getting that, and I'm not sure how exactly I want to approach that because I was in that position with my parents.
Jeff, I mean, this is it's what you're speaking of here is very, very like close to the physical persona, right?
Yeah.
of the mum archetype, dad archetype, parent-child archetype, right?
Yep.
Now, you've just said you're not sure how you're going to go about it, but how about moving out? How about zooming the perception outwards from not so close to the physical presentation and go at it from that way?
Yeah.
Take personas out and go for, straight from the soul.
Talk about the soul more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just I
Yeah.
get getting so much of it. It's like, do I need to engage it? Because sometimes when you engage it, what I'm feeling is that when something like that happens, if I make my comment and come from my place, my experience, here you go. This is what I found that's different than what this person's saying. For the one or two people out of the thousands that are looking at it that say, oh, you know what? This guy's got a better example of what I'm looking for than what these people do, then maybe I'll help some people. But the other people that see what I say and go, oh, you're not on my side, you're a bad person, is basically what everybody's saying most of the time. Um, Ignore those and just do it for the couple that are going to get it and say, hey, you know what? He's right. I got to do some inner work. Then I'll get my kid back. Yeah.
It's beautiful, beautiful stuff you're doing, Jeff. Beautiful stuff you're doing, man. Beautiful. And I know I
Yeah.
can feel that, you know, it all comes straight from here. It's just, it's a huge emanation. It's a huge emanation, Jeff. I'm really excited for you. I just feel, I just sense, oh, blooming, just beautiful, beautiful, radiating, warm love energy with you, and just blooming like when you see flowers opening. That's what I feel. And you know what's really fascinating? When I was creating our posts for today, I kept writing your name as Jeff Broomfield, and that just come back to my. I kept writing Bloomfield, and I had to change it to Broomfield, and then I did it again and wrote Bloomfield. So I don't know what's going on there.
I guess I'm just blooming. Okay.
Blooming marvelous, darling.
You're talking about love. What is love?
Oh, Tina Turner's in the house.
So what do you think love is?
We've had, hold on, Jeff, you do realise we've had MJ, we've had Prince and Tina Turner in the house tonight.
Okay,
You
yeah.
just said, what is love? Okay. Ooh, we were going to wrap it up now on the hour, but do you know what? Let's keep going. What is time anyway? I stopped writing a watch years ago. What is love? What is love? I love that. Yeah, I love that question. I really do. That is the question, Jeff. What is love? It's many things, isn't it? I feel like it encompasses many things. And I feel like it encompasses a lot of what we've spoken about here this evening for the past hour. I do know that it encompasses and includes boundaries, autonomy. Yeah, it's not all. I feel like we're winding. I see what the guides are doing. They started us with the fairy tale and now they're winding us up with the fairy. Fist pump guides. I see what they're doing. Yeah. We started there. Now we're ending there. Nice one. Yeah, it's like we're talking about the fairy tale archetype and all that. But what is love? Wow. Okay, I feel like love is. I feel like love is presence. I feel like love is presence. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Go on.
Okay. So how do you? They say that we're beings of love and light, right? That's common knowledge. We're beings of love and light.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've got a soul.
Do
How do
we
you know
have
you
a
got a
soul?
well, no.
We're going to be
Technically,
here for the
no.
next.
Uh, but how do you know you got a soul? Right? So you got a body. You know you got a body because mind, body, soul, right? You know you got a body because you can touch it, you can feel it. You got a mind, you think, therefore you think you got a mind. But the soul is another part of us. How do you know you got a soul? And my answer to that is because you love. You're a being of love and light. And so your soul is the feeling of love. Now, if you take your soul and actually, I need to get a guitar in here so I can show this, maybe a ukulele
Yes,
or something.
please. Yeah.
Now
Bring the
imagine,
guitar.
imagine you
Please
take a guitar and you play
go get
the
the guitar,
open
please,
string
Jeff.
on the guitar.
Please bring the
I,
guitar if you will, if you wish.
it's in another room.
Okay.
So I should have set this up earlier, but you imagine a guitar string, right? So you got a
Yeah.
guitar string, and you're not pressing down on any frets. You just pluck that string, and
Yeah.
that open note, that is love. That represents love. This is a metaphorical thing. So that,
Hmm.
because love is a vibration, right? So that open
Yeah.
vibration is love.
Right.
And when you press down on a fret, you change that note. It changes the frequency, right?
Yeah.
And the lower you go down on that fretboard, the further it gets away from the original note.
I hear that.
So the open note is love. And when you go down to the lowest note and hit that one, that'll be rage. And so it is the suppression of your soul that is rage. So all your emotions are, you start with love and you work down the scale. And as you work down the scale, it changes that frequency of love, and it gets, you got your positive emotions, you got halfway, and then you got your negative emotions. And so it keeps changing, I guess, like that. So here you are, your open note is up here. And as you press on those frets going down to the bottom of the neck of the guitar, when you're down here, this is when you feel powerless, when you're hitting that very bottom note. And so love is that open string, that open frequency of you, without any stress on it, without any pressure on it.
Mm.
Love is who you are at the core of your being. You are a being of love and light. And as we're here in this body, we go through bodies like the humans go through cars.
Hmm.
So I'm going to use this body for the rest of this life. And when it's done, I'll move on. I'll grow a new body and have another life in a new body, just like I did in the life before this one and the life before that. And so my being, my soul, which is a being of love and light, that love will continue. So I'm an immortal being having a human experience here.
That's right.
And love is the true expression of yourself.
Thank you, Jeff.
How's that land?
Feels good. Yeah.
So you don't have to be good enough. You are a being of love and light. You already were good enough. That's never a question. It's just that when you're brought up in the way we're taught to bring up our kids, they're not good enough, right? Religion tells us that we're all sinners and that we're like animals and we have to be tamed. And so our parents set out to fix us, to tame the wild part that's in us. And really that wild part that's in us is that's our being of love and light. That's our soul. And we're asked to suppress that soul and behave. We're asked to perform, and then somebody's going to judge it and say, okay, now you're good enough. And this is the biggest problem most people have, is they don't believe that they're good enough. And so they suppress their soul and won't show it to people. They're not being that lighthouse. But once you do that inner work and you start releasing the stuff that's pressing your string down, right? That is what's suppressing your soul, is you're pushing on those frets. And when you release the emotions behind that, that is when you can allow yourself to be your full, true, authentic self.
Exactly.
Being of love and light.
And is that when we no longer need these bodies, Jeff?
Well, it's not a... When you can come into this life and find your true self and be that being of love and light, when you are done this life and you just can't wait to come back, that's when you're done. All these people say, this is my last incarnation, I'm not coming back. You're coming back because you haven't learned your lesson yet. You haven't returned to love yet. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here in this realm to find our true self again. To be happy, to be beings of love, to find the peace within us. And once we've done that, we don't have to keep coming back here because we've already learned the lesson. To learn your lesson, want to come back, then you don't have to come back.
Thank you so much. Oh. Guys, I don't know if you can feel the energy, guys, but it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your moments with us, Jeff.
Oh, you're welcome.
So inspiring, really. So inspiring. And again, thank you so much for all that you do. Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Really appreciate it. Well,
thanks, guys, for giving me the opportunity to share this with everybody too.
Oh, I'm sure we out in the ethers we prearranged it, right? There are no coincidences.
Yeah,
our
higher selves, our higher selves are working on another level.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's such a pleasure to meet you, Jeff. This is the first time Jeff and I have met. So yeah, but I do feel so much lovely energy here with you. So thank you so much for your time. We know that time doesn't exist. Thank you so much for your moments, Jeff, with us. Wow. Jeff, one final question, please, before we close for the evening. And I always love to ask our lovely guests who come to share moments with us on Philosophy with Rish this question. Jeff, I would like to ask you, how would you like to be remembered?
How would I like to be remembered? I would like for my work to survive beyond me. So the stuff that I'm building now, the tools that I'm sharing with people, I want that to continue beyond me. I want my work of helping people to realign with their soul. I want that work to continue on through other people and not need me, so that work that continues on and on.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Wow, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. And again, I hope you've all enjoyed these moments with Jeff and I and our guides as much as we have. And Jeff, I feel that we're going to be speaking again. We're going to be speaking again, and we'd love to have you join us again. And please bring the guitar. Oh my gosh, I was like, schoolgirl in a sweet shop again when you mentioned the guitar. Music is my thing. So yeah, bring the guitar for next time if you wish. Bring whatever you like.
Well, it's a great metaphor for showing people what love is. And I tried to explain it there, but when I have the actual guitar, it's a lot better. So I'm going to have to get that for the next time I do this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. You can really like tantalize all the senses then. We can hear it and we can sense the vibration while you're sharing it. That's going to be super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to chatting with you again. And I really appreciate the time that we've had here today. And and all the people that have been here too. I really appreciate everybody stopping by to have a listen. And I guess this is going to be up permanently now, so more and more people can watch it after the fact too.
Exactly. Guys, much love to you all. Thank you so much again for being with us, and we will see you very soon. Jeff, where can the viewers find you?
My website is jeffbroomfield.com.
Lovely.
That's my main website. Yeah, I've got lots of things beyond that, but yeah, just my website. Yeah.
Lovely. Excellent. And you can find us over on Philosophy with Rish. Give us a tap, as in a like and a share, and whatever you like, follow. Be with us, and we will see you soon, guys. Stay tuned for the outro, and much love. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Rish. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. See you soon.
We'll see you.